What's up, pretty people? I'm Kevin, N7KSW, and I'm excited to show you the fancy dancy Plexus dashboard. This is the tool that could replace the session spreadsheet that a lot of our GLAARG remote teams use. It's optional and it's slowly getting rolled out, so some teams might be using it, some teams might not have access to it yet, and um, some teams might choose to stick with the spreadsheet or something else, but this is something that my team's been using, and a couple others will as well. If you've seen my spreadsheet tutorial or the spreadsheet itself, it's similar, at least in concept and in the how we use it. Um, so basically, just like the spreadsheet, when you join the Zoom session, we'll send a link in the Zoom chat to this dashboard. Again, just like with the spreadsheet, when you click on the link, it might look something like this, where it wants you to sign into Plexus. If you're already signed in, it'll just go straight to the dashboard. But if you are not, you'll probably see this page where you put in your VE number or email, hit continue, and you can either sign in with your Plexus password or Plexus login information. Uh, you can see my other Plexus tutorial on creating an account, or you can click email me a login link, and it'll send you a link that will open up this dashboard. The first thing you might want to do when you open it up is, depending on your window and your screen size, it might be a little bit difficult to see. Luckily, there is these buttons here on the top right. Next to this A, you can press the plus or minus, or you can do Command or Control plus or minus to make everything a little bit bigger. And again, depending on your screen or window size, some of the information here might get cut off, meaning you need to scroll back and forth to see it. However, you can, up at the top right, you see I have 5 columns. I can press the little minus button to make it, say, 3 columns instead, so that everything shows up in one place. You can also change it to dark mode and back to light mode with that little icon, just like in exam tools. Um, if changing the columns doesn't give you the layout that you want, you can manually click on the top of the rooms and drag them around. Say if I'm in room 4 and I want that to be front and center, I can drag it to the second column or the first column or wherever I might want it. So if everything is a little bit out of order, you can manually mess around with it and get it to exactly how you want it. So what I like about the dashboard, especially at least, is that it's basically the breakout rooms and roster tab of the spreadsheet combined into one interface. So you can see both which room everyone's assigned to, and you can see the applicants that are here and assigned to each room. There is this other tab here. You may or may not be able to see it, but this is basically for the session manager or admin team to input um, uh, to element and payment information. So for the most part, you'll just be in the main dashboard tab here. So you can see all the rooms here. You can see which room you're assigned to. I'm currently in room 1, and it says ready. It's green here because we have 3 VEs that are checked in. David here is red because he is assigned to this room, but he's not checked in to Plexus. So either he hasn't arrived yet, or he has arrived and we just haven't checked him in. Just like on the spreadsheet, if you show up in yellow, or just white instead of green. When you first join the session, you'll show up down here, probably under expected, and the Zoom host or one of the admin will click check in, and then you'll show up in checked in, and then um, and then we'll assign you to a room. So if you're down here, you're not assigned to a room yet. You're either checked in or not checked in, and then obviously if you're under one of these rooms, then you're in a room. This doesn't mean that you're actually in the room in Zoom. It means that you're assigned to whatever room you're in. So I'm assigned to room 1. I might still be in the main room, or I might be in the VE room, but room 1 is my assignment according to this. On the left here, um, you see the applicant queue. This Ricky Ticky here, under checked in / waiting means that they're at the session, but they're not in a testing room yet. And this means, and under the register, these 2 applicants down here, are expected to be at the session, but haven't arrived quite yet. And usually there would be the exam tools pin next to their name, just like on the spreadsheet. However, with the way that I added these fake applicants, the pin isn't there. But usually there would be a pin in front of their name, just like their naming convention that we usually do on Zoom. You can also click on their names. Click on their names to copy. If you're the Zoom host, and they come in without the proper naming convention, you can just click on their name here, and it'll copy it to your clipboard, and you can paste it. Go to Zoom, click rename, and paste. So when an applicant arrives, the Zoom host or whoever's designated to do this will click check in. They'll show up under checked in, and you see the timestamp here, so we know which one arrived first. That should be in your local time zone. So, for the purposes of this, David here in Maine checked in these 2 applicants, renamed them, and they're ready to go to a room, or maybe they're in welcome with it. Well, actually, never mind. Okay, so for the purpose of this, I'm in room 1, and I'm designated to click on the buttons in Plexus. So we'll say that David here has arrived, so the Zoom host or admin will check him in, and he'll be in the room shortly, if not already. When we all have our roles designated and we decide we're ready, we'll since I'm designated to press the Plexus buttons, I'll click ready for next applicant. This pops up because I'm the team lead, so it's notifying me that room 1 is ready, even though I'm in room 1, but I'm also the one who made the session. So you probably won't see that. Okay, so room 1 is ready. It's telling David in Maine here that Ricky is ready to go to room 1 because Ricky arrived first. So the Zoom host or the admin team in Maine will click move to room. That doesn't actually move them in Zoom, at least at the moment. Maybe at some point it will. But it just means that Ricky is now assigned to room 1. And then when Ricky is all set, main or welcome will send Ricky to room 1 in Zoom, and we'll do our thing. Now, there's nothing else to do until after they take their test. Just like with the spreadsheet, you can see that they're assigned to room 1, and they're in room 1, so we test them, go through the whole rigmarole. At the end of the test, we'll be optimistic and say Ricky passed. So I click pass just to indicate that they passed. Now, you see it changed from general to extra, so that way if Ricky takes his extra I can now click pass or fail after the extra. Return to waiting um, means, say, like if we accidentally assigned Ricky to room 1 and we're actually going to send first name, last name to room 1, we can click that to send Ricky back to the queue. Or, and then left session basically means that they have some massive issue and are unable to test today, so they're not in the session. If they just drop and they're gonna come back soon, don't just leave it. Don't do anything. And if they're assuming they'll still be in room 1 when they come back. Let's say we'll say Ricky passed. Their extra. We'll be optimistic once again. Um, and if you accidentally click it, you can click on where it says extra pass and click remove, and then it'll go back, and I'll press pass again because they did pass. And and then after we go through all the paperwork and stuff, and we're ready to send them to exit, we'll click move to exit, and they'll be assigned under exit. Now, remember, this will not actually send them in Zoom. It just indicates to us that you're going to send Ricky to exit. So, um, so you still go to Zoom in the breakout panel, and send Ricky to exit in Zoom, and you can click that, which is basically the equivalent of the check mark on the spreadsheet to indicate that you're done with Ricky. And then Daryl here in exit after he yaps at Ricky will click left session to indicate that applicant is fully donezo. Now back in room 1, we're ready for our next applicant. Um, so we click ready, and you can see here that there's a history of who we previously tested, just like on the spreadsheet. So we all go potty and stuff and decide that we're ready. We click ready. Again, that notification is for the main room. So we'll get the next applicant. The main room, we'll click move to room. We'll say first name, last name, unfortunately fails technician. And let's say they want to retest, so we can click request retest, and then it'll notify the team in main so that we can send them another invoice, and there's a way to do that in Plexus automatically. So us in main can click retest approved once they pay that invoice, and it knows that they didn't actually pay, so it has that pop up there. Um, so that's about it. We'll say Daryl is finally done yapping at Ricky, so he'll click left session, and Ricky will show up in done. And if that was an error, if Daryl didn't mean to do that, or if Ricky is actually ready to take another exam, which in this case they took extra. So, but anyway, in case an applicant actually wants to take another exam, or if we just accidentally mark them done, we can click return to waiting, and they go back to the uh the queue. Okay. Let's see. I think that's about it. Aside from the chat, if you click this little chat bubble in the bottom right, you can send a message to your room. Oh, what is that? Um, you can send a message to your room if you have some sort of concern, like, hey, did you hear that? Or, uh, if, this is also the chat where main might tell you that you have an applicant incoming, or give you some notes about an applicant, like they, if it's a youth who has an adult in the room with them, or if they're having some sort of technical issue, um, the main room might let us know through this chat. And if you, so this is for the room, and then you can also talk to everyone important information for everyone. You can talk to the admin team in main, or if you have a technical issue, you can go and support um, it, etc. And then you can click the X on the top right to close that out. If you have a message, there'll be a little red bubble with a number in it indicating how many messages you have. Cool. I think that's about it on the VE side. Again, for this video, I'm focusing on um, uh, the use case for the Plexus dashboard as a VE in the room. Um, Maybe at some point I'll make another tutorial, or Robert will make a tutorial for how to set this up in the first place. Um, but this is it. It does look a little bit different. There's a bit of a learning curve. Um, However, once you get used to it, and in my experience, it's already made my life a lot easier, especially all the stuff in the back end. For example, being able to automatically send invoices for a retest. Cool. Let us know if you have any questions, and don't forget to have fun.